welcome back to What If. I am very excited for this episode. First one really impressed me, actually. So, fingers crossed this is going to be the T'Challa episode that I saw in the trailers, and fingers crossed that it's going to be good. I mean, it's starting with Black Panther, come on! Did it start with him before? I don't remember. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely new footage in here that I didn't see before. Or is there? I can't tell. Then go ahead and tell me another. Oh, yes! Okay, sweet. It is the T'Challa episode. I really like that the eyes are purple instead of red. Very cool. Okay, so exact same way Peter did it. Oh, hearing his voice, dude. Oh, shit.
I'm a huge fan of your work. What are you doing?
Okay, that's very different.
Steals from the powerful gives to the powerless.
He must be a much better Star-Lord, because his name actually is, you know, renowned.
Just like my boss.
It's just my boss.
Not use the gun.
Go ahead.
Really?
Go ahead.
I can get right up when my lord.
He's like so happy to get his ass kicked. I guess T'Challa is a trained badass no matter what.
Now I almost feel bad.
I definitely don't. He had a great time. What do you feel bad about? He's actually gonna bring him on the team? Okay. I'm cool with it.
Never fly solo.
Timing a little early there.
A Ravager.
Yeah. Hey. I wonder if they got Michael Rooker to do Yondu. I hope so.
Who's the Sleeping Beauty?
It is him. Hell yeah.
Who was after these?
My boy.
Very, very different Yondu. Very different Star-Lord. But it is T'Challa, you know? Not a different T'Challa, I should say. Just a very different Star-Lord.
Out there, Baba.
Yes.
Man, Wakanda's the coolest bubble you could ever live in, though.
All you will find there.
Is anyone else a little disappointed that they didn't animate a lazy eye for him like the actor had? I don't say that to be mean. I'm just genuinely like, I think they should have done that.
Assignment to his subordinates.
Oh, they just got the wrong person?
Not so fast, Captain.
No way, they actually got Sean Gunn?
My home is built on an ancient vibranium meteorite.
Oh, that kind of makes sense.
Followed
Followed like the wrong signal of energy. I'd buy it. I would definitely do it. Like, 100%, I'd be like, oh yeah, we're for sure. I'm going with you guys. Like, I have the opportunity to explore the entire galaxy. I'm taking it. T'Challa is so fucking cool. Like, even in animated form, he just has this presence.
Really. Universe.
Oh, no.
I'm a
Whoa,
big enough
whoa,
man
whoa.
to admit when I'm wrong. T'Challa here showed me that I command.
T'Challa convinced
Although I
Thanos
still
to
serve my
not
purpose, not without
commit
merit.
genocide? Are you serious? They're actually gonna call him out on that?
You look terrible. I look great.
I'm sure it's fine.
No.
He looks pretty good from where I'm standing.
Oh, that's definitely
Nebula.
Karen Gillian.
Hey, Cha-Cha.
Just calls him Cha-Cha.
Pretty
That's cute.
valuable loot you got here. You ever think of going back?
Still got that
Not
badass
much to go back.
necklace.
It had been destroyed.
What?
I'm sorry.
Baba won. That
Wakanda
was
got
all
destroyed.
humans know.
What?
You lost your home. And
They
now
saved the
you
universe and
everyone
made
else's.
Thanos not a piece of
What's the name
shit,
of
but
this tune,
Wakanda
huh?
got destroyed? I don't know if that's a fair trade.
Something like
The embers of Genesis. With the power to terraform entire ecosystems. With one
Wow.
ounce.
and eradicate hunger across the galaxy.
Don't tell Captain Genocide over here. Your offspring.
Technically, yeah,
It's a
technically
long
not.
story. I've been trying to get them into counseling.
So who's the
They
mark?
certainly need it.
The Collector?
Good old Collector. I really hope it's Benicio del Torres. Like, that would be... Oh, that'd be sick.
As long as the Collector's involved, we are not.
I mean, I remember the Collector being not a good guy in the MCU, but I don't remember him being, like,
But
a threat.
steal from the rich and give to the poor. Just like that Earthling folk hero of yours, right?
Good
Robin
old
Leach.
Robin
Hood.
Whatever. Never have been any good at saying no to you, kid.
The embers will be housed with the rest of his conquests.
It's so strange hearing Nebula without the, like, the modulation in her voice. Obviously, this Thanos is not nearly as fucked up and didn't make all the changes to
How do
her.
you plan?
The Lady Nebula.
Unload that orb you recovered.
They
on
even
board.
got her to
But
come back?
really,
Like,
it'll
what
be
the hell?
T'Challa inside.
That's also different. Good to see her again.
Security scan.
There's no way they got Carrie Coon to do this.
Try calling me Captain Genocide again, new guy.
Captain Genocide.
So that I can search for the embers.
Nice. It's kind of cool seeing the Black Order again, too. And this time, not as Thanos' children.
Aren't you aside for sore
No, they actually got him back too. Why would they bring all these different actors back and not have Bautista come back? Or like Chris Evans for Captain America?
All this suffering.
Is that one of the Dark Elves?
My guess, he's compensating.
Shut up, Howard the Duck. I don't want to hear your voice.
When you're out of luck, always go duck.
I'm pretty sure no one says that.
Even Seth Green can't save it for me. I'm sorry. I've been playing Mass Effect, like the original games, and he plays Joker in that, so it's nice to hear his voice in so many different things, but I'm sorry, I hate Howard the Duck.
I need to hydrate.
Howard, I swear to fucking Christ. Oh, very cool. I mean, it makes sense. The Collector probably would have one of Wakanda's ships. Are those real people? What the fuck? Oh, no, they're dummies. Well, I sincerely hope those were extra uniforms stashed aboard. Otherwise, that's kind of screwed up.
We ask that you respond to this.
And they've been looking for him this whole time. Aww.
T'Challa, until we find you on this plane or the next.
That did not make me as emotional as that just did.
I hope you can understand.
What?
I had a debt with the Collector.
No!
And you were the payment.
Nebula, you were...
You're just like me, T'Challa.
It's pretty fucked up, though, to be like, yeah,
nothing
your
like
whole family, your whole
You're an
people, they're all
explorer,
dead.
Star-Lord.
And they weren't.
And for
The Collector is ready for you.
Did... The way that happened, it did not look like he got knocked out. It looked like he got stabbed in the head.
He can bore someone to death using only his sanctimony. Let's not
Well,
waste
I'm sure
the wall
that
space.
sentiment
Dissect him
will
and strip his remains for parts.
be useful for, what was her name? Katrina? Karina? I don't remember. Oh, she's, okay. She's a double agent.
to a trap. Look where we ended up.
All a distraction, providing me the necessary.
Seems like it worked out pretty well to me.
This, the embers of Genesis,
There we go! Everything's working out.
close to his chest.
Oh, oh, it's vibranium. That's smart. But what are you gonna do about Ebony Maw? Yeah, I'm like, the dude has telekinesis. Oh, thank you.
You said about not locking people in cages.
Thank you. I am forever
You don't gotta be so rude.
I hacked it off the carcass of a terribly chatty Krona. Of course, that's your style.
What? He killed Korg? You gotta kill him. Oh. I would not have expected him to be this powerful. Ooh.
Okay, we'll run fast.
I also can't believe they brought Taserface back. Nice. For once, I can root for Thanos. Yeah! Mad Titan all the way! Man, this episode is really satisfying, actually.
Ravager never flies solo.
Yondu, yeah!
I was gonna leave here without my kid.
Aww. Come on. I'm both enjoying this because it's kind of nice to see Thanos get his ass kicked, but it's also like, ah, shit, this is a good one though. Fuck yeah. Oh, that's an idea. What would that do to a person? Oh shit. It's kind of a fucked way to die, but all right. Oh, I really love seeing like the father-daughter duo with Thanos and Nebula. What they could have been, man. Oh, I love that music. Come on. Ah, that had to have been like a Thanos reference right there too. Nice.
You think this can contain me? Karina, can I have my bracelet now?
No.
No touch.
And we'll take to the skies.
Don't you dare hit me with... Okay, never mind. I thought they were going to hit me with the ending of Guardians 2 again.
All you did was show me the universe.
Oh, yeah. She really is a beaut, isn't she? There ain't no place in this galaxy where you don't belong.
Oh.
Introduce you to the family I made along the way.
You must
So
be T'Challa's father.
fucking
Pleased to meet you,
cute.
sir.
That sounds an awful lot like genocide.
That's actually Denai Gurira.
I was lost, Baba. Yandu found me.
And from one family reunion.
Oh, is this actually Peter Quill? And of course it's not
Can't
Chris
spare
Pratt.
a little time for
Dear old dad.
What? That's definitely Kurt Russell. That was so cool. It's actually so... it is a genuine fucking tragedy, but damn, that was a great episode. That was really, really good. All right, so I think it was a great episode, and I know I talked over the line when T'Challa said, you know, history looks down on men who put people in cages, which I thought was a really powerful line to come from T'Challa. That was fantastic. So I didn't miss it, I swear. I can talk and listen at the same time, I know. But genuinely, this episode was fantastic. Not only did the animation continue to impress me, mostly because of the way they do the lighting on this show, but we'll get into that a little bit later when I talk technicals. But just the writing was solid. The voice acting from almost all of the same actors was fantastic. All the callbacks to the movies, all the Easter eggs from the comic books. And as I said while watching the episode, it just felt so damn satisfying to see these kinds of changes. Like, the first one was great, seeing all the different changes in pretty much the same way. It's just it didn't take it quite this far. I would say the first one was more about changes to make things different for the sake of being different, and in turn I think did make it better. This one was more about changing things in order to give everyone something you've never been able to have before. Which, like I said, that is pretty much what the first one did as well, but I think this one did it better. Specifically, everything having to do with Thanos and Nebula, that was fantastic. I love that change. Makes me really wish that could have been, you know, the reality for the characters we have in the MCU. But then you miss out on the awesome conflict we got in the MCU. As I also spoke about in the episode, I do find it really weird that they brought so many different actors back to voice their characters, even one who is technically doing this posthumously now. But they weren't able to get Chris Evans or, you know, Chris Pratt or Dave Bautista, but they were able to get Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin, Carrie Coon, and even the girl who was in the first Guardians who ended up, you know, blowing up from the Power Stone. Like, they brought all of those people back, but didn't bring back, like, pretty big names. I wouldn't be throwing as much of a fit about it if it weren't for the fact that they already had so many people who did come back. If all of them were voiced by completely new people, I would get used to it. It wouldn't bother me. Or if they were all voiced by their actual, you know, live action counterparts, wouldn't bother me. It would be awesome. But it is really distracting when I hear Michael Rooker voicing Yondu and then some completely random person voicing Peter Quill. But there were several really standout moments in the episode that I thought were just perfect. So well done. Honestly, the whole opening sequence just showing how much more of a presence T'Challa has in the universe than Peter Quill ever dreamed of having was very entertaining. All the scenes that actually took place in Wakanda in the episode were freaking awesome, just because literally any time in the MCU we get to go to Wakanda, I'm excited. I love that place. It is so amazing. So any excuse to get that as a location in an MCU project, and I am down. It was pretty interesting to see that technically in this universe there are no Guardians of the Galaxy. There's just the Ravagers, who have been reformed and, amazingly enough, have Thanos as a member. I really love seeing Nebula with the, you know, comic accurate kind of look for her. And it was weirdly kind of emotional, actually, to hear that her voice was, you know, more human-like, because she hadn't been experimented on over and over and over again by her, you know, mad father. Which made me very happy for this version of Nebula, and very, very sad for the one that we have. Karina in general, I actually weirdly liked in this episode, just because she was such a small character from Guardians. I did not think they were going to bring her back. But I like that in this one, she doesn't just, you know, like self-suicide, essentially. She saves T'Challa, and then she gets some serious vengeance back on the Collector. It was really, really cool. All right, into the technicals. Now remember, we have a new system, so here we go. How fun was the episode? I'm gonna have to go ahead. I'm actually gonna give it a 10 out of 10 in terms of fun. This was really fun. Like, this was an episode meant to make you feel good, and enjoy what you're watching. Importance. I feel like this is one of those things that I might have to literally go back and change it. Because as far as I can tell, this show is an anthology series, which means every episode technically has zero importance. Like, this is all just for fun. So at the moment, I unfortunately have to give this a 0 out of 10 in terms of importance, because I don't think there is a main storyline here, and if there is, it certainly hasn't happened yet. So at the moment, not important. Like I said, if that changes and I find out, oh, you know, this particular story with T'Challa actually is going to continue later on down the line, then I will beg for forgiveness, because I don't know what to tell you. At the moment, there's nothing to indicate that this is an important, you know, bit to the overall plot. How cinematic was it? I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, because even though this is animated, they do a very, very good job making the lighting look extremely realistic. I shouldn't even say realistic, but they make it look cinematic. It looks like you're watching a movie just in an animated form, which is really cool. So I think I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The only reason I don't want to go just a little bit higher with it is because it is such a rapidly paced TV show, and most movies are not even, you know, remotely close to a pace of that speed. Music, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. They played like themes from Wakanda and the Black Panther movies. That immediately makes it 10 out of 10. I'm not even sorry. Effects. I get the feeling that the type of animation they're doing here is very heavily reliant on CG. And normally I despise that, but it looks so good here. Like, it doesn't look like it's out of place. It almost looks like everything is CG, as opposed to in a lot of animated shows where just that one or two things are, and it really stands out to you because it doesn't look like anything else. Here, everything looks like it belongs on screen. So effects-wise, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9. Costume sets, you know, in this case, the design of the costumes and everything was fantastic. I love the kind of play on Star-Lord's general costume, but adding in, you know, T'Challa's colors from Wakanda, the necklace. But I will say, I think the collector's collection, I guess, did not look as cool as it did in the actual movie. In the movie, it didn't seem as expansive as it did here in the animated show, but everything just seemed more gritty and dirty and had like more depth to it. In this show, the whole design of that room was literally just a sea of, you know, boxes, which I get it, that's the point, but I don't think it looked nearly as good as it did in the movie. So I'm gonna have to dock it. So 7 out of 10 in terms of design. Acting, in this case voice acting, it was superb. It really feels like they're all having a lot of fun playing these different versions of their characters. Like, you could feel the enthusiasm from Chadwick Boseman. You could really feel it from Josh Brolin playing Thanos in such a different way. Like, it's really cool. I think everyone's acting is fantastic. I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for acting. Pacing of this episode. Like I said, I think it was a breakneck pace, but because these are what-if storylines that are setting up, you know, these multiverse characters, you have to get through so much stuff in a relatively short time frame. And that doesn't bother me, because if I had to go through, you know, the entire first Captain America movie with Peggy, I would still enjoy all of it, but a lot of the time I'd be like, okay, well, I do remember the first movie. Can we kind of, you know, pick it up a little bit? And so they very much rectify that by never giving you a chance to breathe whatsoever. So I think on one hand, it's a good thing, and on one hand, it's a bad thing. It is too fast, but I also don't really see any other way to handle this. So I give the pacing a 7 out of 10, which gives this episode a 7.5 out of 10. Now, I know that sounds super harsh, But again, this is just the extremely objective way I'm trying to rate these episodes now. Personally, I would definitely give this episode more than a 7.5, but if you're going objectively so that everything's perfectly fair, this episode, as of now, has no importance, and that's really hurting the score here. Now, if later down the line we find out that these episodes are all going to connect, it is part of an overall story, not just an anthology series, then I will 100% rectify the score right then and there. I'll go back and change it, I promise. But objectively, episode was a 7.5 out of 10, which I would like to remind people is still very, very good. So I hope you enjoyed the episode and this review. I will see you all next week. Hopefully I'll be able to do a live reaction when it happens. I don't know if the work schedule is going to let it happen or if, my own health is going to let it happen. But I will certainly try, and I will also be very much trying to get you a bunch of, Shadow and Bone, Attack on Titan, Blood of Zeus episodes. Or, well, there's only one more Blood of Zeus episode. But don't y'all worry, I'm not leaving you. So I will see you all then. And that is about it.